there's something magical that happens when raw, weathered barnwood meets the burnished gleam of polished brass. It's the fusion of countryside warmth with sophisticated luxury, a design story where opposites attract. In this video, we explore how barnwood and brass creates a stunning harmony between rustic textures and upscale style, redefining what home decor can be. Barnwood, with its nicks, knots, and age-old patina, contrasts beautifully against the clean, reflective quality of brass. One speaks to history and the hand of time, the other to refinement and elegance. Together, they create interiors that are both grounded and glamorous, inviting yet undeniably chic. Salvaged from old barns, mills, and historic structures, barnwood is a design material steeped in history. Its imperfections aren't flaws, they're features. Each plank carries decades, sometimes centuries, of life within its grain, making it not only sustainable but emotionally resonant in any space. Brass adds a metallic glow to interiors, but more than that, it adds polish and precision. Whether in sleek fixtures, hardware, or artful accents, brass is the perfect foil to barnwood's rugged charm. It lifts the organic tones of wood into a higher realm of luxury. Installing barnwood as a feature wall instantly changes the energy of a room. The warmth, depth, and visual rhythm it adds makes a powerful yet subtle statement. Paired with brass sconces or art frames, the effect is a stunning blend of tactile and visual sophistication. A rustic kitchen doesn't have to be rough. Barnwood cabinetry brings heritage, while brass handles and faucets add modernity and flair. This contrast elevates the space, balancing rustic authenticity with a gleam of curated luxury, a perfect kitchen for both gathering and gourmet. Gone are the days of purely utilitarian farmhouse interiors. The new Luxe Farmhouse blends natural materials like barnwood with elegant details such as brass chandeliers, mirror frames, or accent trims. It's a style that celebrates comfort without compromising sophistication. Barnwood floors offer unmatched character underfoot, rich with texture and history. Introduce brass floor grates, inlays, or even light fixtures that graze the surface, and suddenly, your flooring tells a story of refined rusticity, a strong base for any decor vision. A reclaimed barnwood table is the centerpiece of a room with soul. Add a statement brass light fixture overhead, and the contrast comes alive. This mix makes dinners feel intimate yet indulgent, exactly how home dining should be. Barnwood open shelves bring a farmhouse feel to kitchens and living rooms alike. When supported by brass brackets or styled with metallic toned decor, the shelving becomes more than storage, it becomes a design moment that marries function with form. Imagine a bedroom with a barnwood headboard and sleek brass pendant lights floating beside it. The mood is warm, tactile, and quietly upscale. Barnwood provides the grounding calm, while brass adds a spark of understated elegance for elevated relaxation. A barnwood bench or accent wall in an entryway instantly says welcome home. Pair it with a brass-framed mirror or lantern-style lighting, and guests know they've entered a space that's thoughtful, layered, and beautifully designed from the first step. Barnwood vanities with brass fixtures bring an unexpected level of spa-like luxury to rustic bathrooms. The aged wood softens the metallic gleam, and the brass details lend a sense of purpose and polish, a perfect pairing for serene, stylish bathing spaces. The fireplace mantel becomes a story in itself when crafted from barnwood and adorned with brass candlesticks or a gold-accented mirror. This synergy draws the eye and offers both heritage and glamour in one simple, stunning design moment. Transform staircases with barnwood steps or wall paneling, and complete the look with brass handrails or baluster accents. The contrast is not only visual but tactile. Cool metal against warm wood makes for a climb that feels both safe and stylish. Barnwood can serve as a rustic frame or even a backdrop for modern brass wall art. These artistic juxtapositions are a celebration of materials and moods, offering a compelling canvas where the past and present coexist. From barnwood bases in table lamps to brass arm chandeliers, lighting is one of the most impactful ways to combine these materials. The result is warm and radiant, with brass reflecting light and barnwood diffusing it, lighting that feels natural and elevated. Forget cold, sterile neutrals. Barnwood serves as a warm, organic neutral tone, allowing brass and other accents to shine without feeling stark. It brings life to minimal spaces and grounds maximalist ones, always providing a base of authenticity. The juxtaposition of rough wood and smooth brass offers a feast for the senses. These textures beg to be touched, admired, and lived with, bringing a depth to interiors that's both intellectual and instinctive. It's design that engages more than just the eyes. In open concept homes, barnwood can define zones, beams, columns, or dividers, while brass elements guide the eye and add structure. This creates natural flow and functional beauty, ensuring the space feels cohesive and curated. Even utility spaces like mudrooms can be made beautiful with barnwood walls or seating and brass hooks and lighting. These materials make the everyday feel exceptional, proof that great design doesn't stop at the threshold. A barnwood desk paired with brass task lighting turns a home office into a designer sanctuary. The warmth of wood keeps the space grounded, while brass infuses it with focus and energy, an environment that's both productive and inspiring. entryways are often overlooked. But Barnwood wall paneling and brass picture lights can turn these transitional zones into meaningful passages filled with charm and character. A perfect place for a gallery wall or decorative niche. Barnwood and brass aren't just for interiors. Think barnwood siding with brass house numbers or exterior lighting. These touches elevate curb appeal while maintaining a warm, inviting tone. Rustic luxury doesn't have to stop at the front door. From barnwood trays with brass handles to picture frames, clocks, and hardware, accessories are an easy way to bring this aesthetic into your home. These small moments deliver big visual payoffs without overwhelming a space. The fusion of barnwood and brass resonates with lovers of both vintage and contemporary style. It's a look that respects the past while embracing the future, making it a timeless trend that can grow and evolve with you. Choosing reclaimed barnwood supports sustainable design. When paired with brass, often a recyclable metal, you get a home that looks incredible and honors the earth. It's a smart, stylish, and soulful way to decorate. Barnwood often feels rugged and masculine, while brass brings in a softer, more polished touch. Together, they create a balanced aesthetic, neither too rough nor too refined. It's decor harmony that appeals to all styles and personalities. Whether your home leans industrial, modern farmhouse, coastal, or eclectic, the Barnwood and brass combo adapts beautifully. It's a versatile design language that speaks to multiple aesthetics, bringing warmth and luxury wherever it lands. Barnwood and brass is more than just a design choice, it's a way of telling your home's story through texture, contrast, and character. This pairing brings soul to sleekness, warmth to elegance, and authenticity to every corner of your space. Rustic charm and upscale style don't just coexist, they elevate each other.